Hi, and welcome to City Happenings. I'm Mayor David Black. This week, you'll meet our new Assistant City Administrator. Out of more than 100 applicants, this young lady stood out right away. We're pleased to introduce her to Papillion. Some of you will be receiving the National Citizen Survey. We'll explain what it is and what it does. Our local minor league baseball team will renew a great and fun tradition next season. We'll tell you all about it. These stories are next in City Happenings for the week of September 4th.
Thanks, Mayor Black. The city's new assistant administrator is in place. She comes to us from Anthony, Kansas, where she was both city administrator and city clerk. Anthony experienced an oil boom several years ago, and the population exploded. Dealing with that prepared her well for Papillion.
A lot of it had to do with infrastructure and companies coming in and needing city facilities, city infrastructure, yesterday. And I see a lot of that here in Papillion, just going around town touring roads and buildings and everything being built. So I could see the same type of, obviously scale to a larger scale, but the same type of impact on needing something done at a rapid pace and putting a lot of burden maybe on city resources to try to get those things done.
Right now, Amber is taking a two-pronged look at things. First, her short-term goals.
I really want to get familiar with Papillion and the structure of Papillion to be able to kind of coordinate and how I can help Christina, city administrator, as being her assistant, kind of figure out where my role is going to be compared to her role and how we're going to, how I can help her basically be her right hand, and also with the mayor. I also want to get with the goals of the city council and make sure that I'm working towards helping them accomplish their goals.
Long term, she wants to become part of the community.
It's a good question. It's hard to answer, especially so new, but yeah, that's absolutely our goal. My fiance and I, we both fell in love with the town immediately. So it's interesting. The mayor and Christine both expressed that the goal or their vision is to keep Papillion to feel like a small town. And that's interesting to call it a small town, being that it's probably around 23,000 at this point. And Anthony, where I'm coming from, is 2,300. So that's small town to me. But no, it's really interesting when you drive into town. It really does feel like small town. It really does. Whatever is being done, how it's being done, I want to continue to move it that way, where we keep the growth going, but still keep the small town feel.
A South Dakota native and being interested in politics, attending the University of South Dakota was a no-brainer.
I worked for a lot of campaigns growing up, volunteer and then you get paid minimum wage, that kind of thing, So political science was always my interest. So USD is kind of a political science school for the state. So that's why I chose USD.
Outside of work, Amber has plenty to grab her attention.
I have a spoiled puppy, a Yorkie. I say puppy, he's 7 years old. I have to, he's a dog, but he's my baby. So that I don't have any kids. Like I said, I'm engaged. So in February we're getting married. But between planning a wedding and now planning a move, I'm a huge Green Bay Packers fan. And I'm actually a Packers owner, so I feel insulted when someone calls me a fan, because I'm not a fan. I'm an owner. No, I'm just kidding. No, totally kidding. But yeah, I love watching sports. Doing that sort of thing. That's kind of live sports. I'll go to any live sporting event and have a great time. And now,
one sport Amber participated in while at college is rugby.
It's a club sport, so it's not really that big of a deal, but. I just wanted to be active and involved, and that was kind of I can't play soccer, I can't golf. I need to learn to golf because the two golf courses here are both nice, so I need to learn that. But that was just kind of the sport. I don't know. I've always been kind of built rugged to tackle people, so it kind of was a fit. So someone approached me and said, "Oh, you'd be good at rugby."
The city administrator points out that Amber is good for Papillion.
She gets Papillion. You're right. She is not from Nebraska, but she understands Papillion. She has a wealth of experience that positions her well for the assistant city administrator position for Papillion. In my conversations with her, in my visiting with her, she possesses the attitude, the skills, the demeanor, the professionalism, and quite frankly, the education and experience we need for that position. I look forward to working with her. I think she's going to be able to hit the ground running. She's eager, she's hungry, she's excited. So I think that by itself helps.
Some Papillion residents have been chosen to receive the National Citizen Survey. Mayor David Black explains.
National Citizen Survey, there's an organization called ICMA, International City Managers Association, professional city managers around the nation. And they partnered with an outside survey group, and I'm going to guess 15 years they've been doing this survey. And it's a scientific survey, so it's refined questions, tested questions, bias out of the questions. And they randomly select the participants. We cannot tell them who they are. What we do is we give them the bounds of city limits in each of the wards. And then they go get the samples that they're going to send the survey to. And it is statistically valid. Based on the return rate, they're going to estimate about a 5% accuracy. And we're testing a lot of things. Do you trust government? Should we be doing certain services? How's development? Too fast, too slow, about right? We test a lot of things, but it really is, bottom line, it's getting the voice of the community, so we then can use that for decisions.
The mayor emphasizes the legitimacy of this survey.
This is a scientific company that understands the bounds, they understand our population, and they know how big of a sample they need. And then they randomly generate that to get the response rate they need. So it is, if somebody gets the survey, answer the survey. If you don't get it, we're still getting a representative sample of the community for this snapshot picture.
This is how the survey works.
Because they've been doing it for about 15 years, they understand the response rates that are typical, so they actually oversample. If they want 1,000 responses, and I'm making the number up, but if they want 1,000 responses, they may send out 1,500 surveys, knowing they're all not going to get returned, but they know historically what number is going to be returned. But to help with that, we actually do about 3 notices. We will send out a notice ahead of time, be watching for the survey. Then there will be a notice, survey is in the mail. The survey shows up, and then afterwards there's another mailing of you should have gotten the survey. Hope you filled it out. If you didn't, here's another copy. And they've got that pattern, and they've learned over time that's about the appropriate response to generate the responses they need.
The top pro sports franchise in the state resides right here in Papillion and plays in Werner Park.
So this site and the Storm Chasers are the top professional sports in the entire state of Nebraska. And people that don't understand baseball, I don't think understand the gym that we have here. And to understand the legacy and the history of the Kansas City Royals, I think it's just amazing that we're hitting 50 years together. It's in Papillion, the year before our 150th anniversary, and the Royals and the Storm Chasers having the exhibition game. Kansas City, Major League Baseball, won world titles. Storm Chasers, top professional in all of baseball in Nebraska, and those two are playing in Papillion? That's amazing. We have reached the first week of September, and it's been a busy summer in Papillion, particularly with all the road construction. We really appreciate everyone's patience and understanding. These improvements and upkeep are to continue making Papillion a great and safe place to live. Stay up to date with what's happening in Papillion. There are lots of ways. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter, or even watch our YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.